Our brains don't like change. When we move through change and transition, which is a place that I work with a lot of people in, it is uncomfortable for many reasons. The body is remembering what it has stored is one way to come through healing and come through a change or a transition, and the body's speaking to us when we are uncomfortable, and it's telling us to stay stuck or stay in the known, even though it may be chaotic and not serving you at all. First, it's important to remember that it's really normal to want to feel comfortable. Comfortability links to safety and primal needs of humans. There are different kinds of shifts. So there's external shifting, where there's things that are out of your control in the external world, and these ones can be really good catalysts for the internal shifts. Anything in the external that's out of our control or changing is going to invite us to change, because it moves us out of our routine. And this is where we can start to feel uncomfortable, and this is where triggers will begin to occur. When we feel that there's too much happening in the body, it is usually that the body is trying to communicate a past trauma or a response from something that is old. So as humans, we grow from our challenges. So our triggers are actually gifts and points in time where we're invited to step in and see how we could shift something. It is complex being a human. It can be very multifaceted when there's lots of things going on all at once, especially if you have been in coping mechanisms and in any kind of way trying to unconsciously or consciously bypass what is in the body. So knowing that there is a time to feel safe, and there is also a time where we can grow. So it is always your choice, and no one else can make that choice for you, and you can't force anyone to make that choice either. External shifts can be moving house, changing a job, having a child, going on a holiday. Anything like that is a change in your routine. Our body reacts to negative and positive change. So even if we're doing something that is good, like for the highest good of probably everyone involved, we can still feel discomfort and triggered. And usually people will try and make a change and then go back into what's comfortable, because they're feeling that as a negative thing, but we still get it when we're making positive changes. So the internal shifts that happen are things like showing up differently, playing different roles in relationships. So they're the inner shifts, the ones, the person that we're always becoming. It's the creation of that part of ourselves, that we shift it from the inside. So the triggers are there to show us that we are in growth. They don't always feel good at all. And when you get used to going through transitions and going through growth, it ends up being more of a zoomed out situation rather than being in every feeling. And you'll learn to slow it down and to really feel your way through it. Change is an opportunity for another perspective. Triggers are also those gateways to learning, choosing what you allow for yourself and what you don't, and that it's okay to change. It's okay for things to look different, whether it feels good or not initially. And the routine that we occupy, the comfortability, keeps us stuck. So yes, as a human, we need to feel safe, but also experience growth, and to remember that we have choice, to remember that it's okay to ground ourselves and also feel expansive. There are no limits to how you want to experience this reality, and the only person that can choose really is you. You can't choose things for other people. You can only make that choice of change from somewhere internal. And the internal world always shapes the external, but sometimes the external changes are a beautiful opportunity to change the internal as well. So many things are constantly happening when we are in this change and in this transition, and this is the piece that I work with. So if you are lost, stuck, feeling confused, not knowing the next step, this is where I can work with you. If you're unsure about what's showing up in your body, illness, injury, repetitive kind of chronic pain, anything like that, if you're willing to take a look at it, that's when you feel the call to work with me. There's lots of information in my bio and on my website, www.jessimoss.com. And what I'm seeing in the community is a lot more people becoming open and willing, and it really, it's an exciting time to be a part of.